What's up, guys? We got Hazani here from Team Relinquish, and we have...
Santiago Guzman.
Oh, look at that name. All right, Santiago, what were you playing today?
Okay, I played Virtual World at the PPG Regional. I finished first at the Swiss. I went X1 with 7 rounds, and I lost in top 8. I'll get into why I lost later.
Okay. And what were your matchups up until then?
Played 2 Mirrors, Mystic Mine, Infernoble, and 3 Zoo decks. Zoo Eldritch variants.
Mystic Mine, Infernoble. How did that work out?
Mystic Mine, 1 deck, and then
Oh,
Infernoble,
okay. I thought you...
Yeah, separate decks.
Okay. All right. You want to get into it?
Yeah. What are you up to, Hazani?
Hey, man. I play Dinos.
So max out on each of these. It's pretty standard. This is all standard. I don't think you can change any of that.
All right. You want to play 3 to maximize.
Exactly.
And this deck is very consistent.
It depends how you build it. Sometimes, like when you break, you just pass with nothing. I build mine to max out consistency, and then I play 3 traps. I would side one out a lot, but it was all right. I feel like this card shouldn't be a 3-of though. It sucks going second. It doesn't get your play started, and it doesn't contribute to anything.
Okay.
It should probably be a 2-of, but I played 3 because I haven't been playing much lately, and I figured I'd have sloppy resource management. That's why I played 3, but you should probably be playing 2 of these. Played 3 Desires, 3 Talents, 1 Upstart, and 1 Into the Void. The Spice. Yeah, so this deck is like the Lunalight deck from when they had Azathoth. You just want to open up 2 names, just like Chick Tiger. You want to open 2 names, and you don't want to ever play goods to send King Long.
Right.
That's just terrible because you're doing. It's like a fake consistency card because all your cards already send King Long. So when you play a card to send King Long in a deck that all your deck already accomplishes that, it just makes these kind of blanks. It makes them lose value. Only way to really increase consistency is to like increase the amount of draw cards. And Into the Void won me a game actually. I drew into like a Nyan and I was able to play. It's not a big deal that you discard. As you're seeing, I don't play any hand traps, so it just doesn't conflict with anything. Talents is staple. I don't think you can cut this card. It sucks ass in the mirror, so the mirror becomes more prevalent. There's an argument to take this out. But it's amazing against Zoo though, because you can take their Dryden attack and then make Zeus with it. It's also good against Dragoon. Like this guy ashed me, I tried to take his Dragoon, he negated the activation of it, and it's a soft once per turn, so I just activated another one.
You're a troll.
Yeah, and then as I was bashing goods, I played this little goods engine. So it's an upstart, or you're going second against Dryden in the back row. You can send this to summon Pankatops from the deck. This deck struggles with spot removal. If you go up against a Dryden and you don't have like an extender, a Dryden can single-handedly end your turn. And people are playing Bunny Blast, so like the spell isn't really an out to it anymore. So that's why I was always sending like one of these 2. I would probably gonna cut this, find more consistency cards. I didn't like this. I would just keep breaking on this. And the theory is like, well, you just pitch them with King Long. But if they have Dryden, your guys aren't gonna send King Long because they're gonna pop your guy.
Right.
So you're just never pitching these. And I breaked on these a lot. I still won those games. But yeah, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. And then Duster. This card won me like my first three rounds, I think. Against Eldritch player, this guy like set 4 game 1, I just did this. Game 2, he set 3, I did this. Shout out to Ruben because I kept drawing his rarity. I don't comprehend how people can play hand traps and shitty 1-for-1s when I can just play blowout cards like this.
Sure.
Like I feel like if I go first with this deck, I'm pretty much auto winning, and that was majority of the time when I went first with this deck, I auto won. Like it wasn't even close. The game was over when I went first. I only won 2 Dairos in Swiss, so I built my deck to go second, and it paid off because this card won me a lot of games. If this was shitty Ash Blossom or shitty Nibiru, it wouldn't have done jack shit. So I'm happy I stuck with my theory.
Did you have to play through many hand traps today, like Nibiru and Ash?
I got Ash and Nibiru'd and I would still win. I would get Meistered and Nibiru'd and I would still win. Because the decks that play Meister lose to this card.
Okay.
So they would just like double hand trap me, I would just pop their guy and they would just pass. Like Ash against Zoo just does jack shit, and Dryden is a really big problem for this deck. So like if this were hand traps, I would just be losing all my Zoo matchups. But against Zoo, I just get to do this, send this, summon this guy from the deck, attack the Dryden, force the Dryden, and then I get to chain it for targeting a back row. So just with one card, I dealt with 2 of their main threats.
True.
And then main phase 2, they can't fuck with me. I really like the main deck, but I might change this. I need to test more with this deck. I came to this event really unprepared. I think technical play and deck building got me there. But I can definitely improve on some things here. Extra deck, 1 Shen Shen. That's a staple. Chao Fang. That's pretty much becoming a staple.
So everybody's now on Chao Fang.
Yeah. Staple. I played a Mystic Mind player. This guy came up because he was playing Unchained Nightmare, and he just couldn't resolve Mystic Mind against me with this in the trap.
Okay.
Staple. No, you can actually cut this to be honest, but it's good.
What would you cut it for?
I don't want to say.
Keeping the spice to himself.
Yeah. And then this is kind of new. I think people are going to catch on to this. This is definitely a 2 of. This card isn't once per turn. So it definitely comes up. The second one comes up when you get Nibiru. You just make the second one and then bring this back, and then you still VFD either way. Yeah, I find it crazy that people don't play this at 2, and people only play 1. 2 Calamities. Funny, you don't need the third because you just like on your turn 3, if they like board wipe you, you go Shen Shen, banish this, and banish a Yan Yan. Yan Yan effect, put this back, and you already know where it's coming. You just make the third VFD.
I mean, honestly, if you have to make 3 VFDs, either whoever you're playing against is really good or you're doing something wrong.
I mean, if you make 2 VFDs and they board wipe you, then the third is going to come up.
That's true.
It's not like too many things need to be a factor. All you need to do is make the double VFD board, they board wipe you, and then you just do that play and then make the third VFD. This is really good against Eldritch. Zeus, really good. It won me a game. And this, so against an Eldritch player, I dusted him and then I summoned 2 level 3s. I attacked his defense lord. People, you should start summoning your lord and attack against this deck, because I just crashed my this, but he was in defense. So I just took damage. Main phase 2, I made this, and I just took control of the game. If he left his lord, if he summoned his lord and attacked with Sanguine, I wouldn't have been able to Zeus him. So to all you Eldritch players, summon your guy and attack. And I played 3 lands here. This was a last minute change. I know I said hand traps are bad, but this wasn't thought out at all, to be honest. It's totally cuttable, to be honest. It's just for the mirror. 3 Evenlies. Won me my Mystic Mind match. It's good in the mirror if they make like double VFD. And it's spectacular against Zoo Eldritch. And I'm playing 3 Trap Trick. Zoo Eldritch doesn't kill you. So in a board where they have Dryden, so their best opening is Eldland Dryden. So in end phase, they'll go like Dryden, pop your Eldland, send something. And then they have their whole Eldritch engine set up with Dryden's. You just set a Trap Trick. They enter battle phase. You can either evenly them there or wait for your turn and evenly them for like 5. Trap Trick and evenly against that deck is a real thing.
That's pretty solid.
So is 3 Torrential in the mirror. One of the rounds I played against a pretty well-known player. He summoned like all of his guys. And one thing to note is that all the Virtual World monsters, they're not inherent summons. So they reveal to summon Shen Shen. Same thing, it's not an inherent summon, it starts a chain. So it's nothing for you to just set this, wait for them to summon their Shen Shen at the end, chain, set the Torrential, and on resolution you Torrential them. This card was fantastic. And I would have won my top 8 match if I knew what he was playing. I got slightly cocky after I finished first in Swiss, and I didn't scout the top tables, and I didn't know he was playing Zoo. So So post side, I would have had like 3 torrential, but I made the slower play because all I saw was Eldritch and Dragoon game 1. So I thought he was playing on pure Eldritch. Turns out he wasn't. He was playing Zoo. Next turn, he went off, and I had this set, and he OTK'd me with Dragoon, Dragoon Lord. That's already 6,500 damage with the Anaconda and a Zoo. He OTK'd me in a single turn. So this summoning evenly didn't matter. If I had known he was playing Zoo, I just wait until he goes Lord Effect and Grave while he has the Anaconda on board. I chain this, set this. He keeps his Lord because it's protected from card effects, but he loses his Anaconda, he loses his Dryden, he loses his whole board, and then I just have a whole engine. It should have won me top 8. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that I got cocky. And then this is for Drytron. Oh, this is in the main deck.
Man's out here maining Raigeki and Dark Hole. Interesting.
Yeah. No, I was maining Raigeki, but this is in the side.
Okay.
It's just they make double VFD and you Dark Hole them. Against Mystic Mine, I sided this in. He can just never Mystic Mine me because I wipe my own board, and then end phase the mine gets popped.
Right.
Same thing for this. He could just never Mystic Mine me because I just wipe my own board. And against Dryden's, you could just that deck has a very limited amount of monsters. Like if you think about it, Zoo just goes Dryden pass.
Did you ever fear the Mega Clops?
No, they don't make Mega Clops. But anyways, they like you can set the trap trick, you can evenly them, take them out of their Eldritch engine, and then back to you, they make Zeus, and then you just Dark Hole them. The deck has no recursion. The deck has no follow-ups. So once you deal with 1 Dryden and 1 Zeus, and you go long game, like the game's over. So these are really strong. That's about it.
Any shoutouts?
Of course, all the boys back in South Florida. Ruben, Eric, Ryan, Kamal, Fernando Espinosa, Hazani.
Yes, sir.
Nah, that's about it.
All right, man. Congrats today. Sorry about top 8. All right, that's Hazani signing off. Later.